by the church is Mound Road.
Yeah.
Where Lahina Realty is that? Didn't he own that property? Where the Mound Road, the one that comes right by the church there. I thought that's where this man David James said he lived. Look at how barren it looks over here.
Yeah, but the shrimp boats are still floating.
Yeah, that was pretty significant. The working waterfront is getting back together.
Unbelievable.
So where do you live, Kathy? Do you live on the island?
Well, I lived on Bayland Road, 1 block south of Publix for 24 years.
Okay.
And after the hurricane, we made the choice that we were going to sell the house. We were going to do what we could to sell the house and then move off the island because mentally we couldn't do that.
Too much, yeah.
That was too devastating. And so we sold our house and we just bought a home at Babcock Ranch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we moved 30 days ago to Babcock.
Well, congratulations, Kathy. That's great.
It's great, but it's not great. You know, it's very hard.
Well, there's quite a few of my friends who live in Babcock now.
Really?
They're all moving, yeah. The Workmans, I don't know if you recognize that name.
We've only been there 30 days.
Oh, okay.
And we only know the people next door to us because they lived on the island.
Oh, really? And
Tom Babcock and Annie.
Okay. Babcock related to the Babcocks?
No.
Just coincidence?
Yeah.
Do you know a man named Bill Hammond who was really instrumental in...
I didn't know Bill, but I've certainly read about him forever.
Right. Now, he is working with some of the people at Babcock to establish a native plant garden and nature trails up there.
They're doing wonderful
That's
things
Bill Hammond's doing that. He's up there. He's got to be close to 90. He's 80-something.
Good for him.
And he lives right over here right near Fran. He lives right around the corner from Fran. Bill Hammond. He lives on Chatalee. Do you know where Chatalee is? You know that road, Chatalee?
I know the name and I know the basically.
Bill Hammond lives right down the street from you, on the other side of McGregor. And you know Bill, he worked with Helen Caldwell. Remember Helen Caldwell?
I do remember Helen. She was wonderful.
Yeah, he worked with Helen Caldwell and some of the other local environmentalists.
Hey, Chester!
Oh, Chester. There's Chester. Yep. He's all over the place.
Don't tell me he's back.
He's been back.
Well,
he's been back for quite a while. He's doing pretty well, I think.
My
This is
goodness.
my street right there.
Yep, and we'll
Primo.
go down at Fran after the...
I'd love to go down Primo. Did you know, Fran, right after the storm, I didn't know where you or AJ were, and I called Terry Kane, and she said, I don't know where they are either, and I called the sheriff's department, and I said, could you please do a check on Primo Drive and then Mandalay, where AJ.
Yeah.
I said, could you please do an area
AJ's
check?
house was gone.
Yes. And then I was on Facebook poking around, and I finally got in touch with Jay Townley, and I texted Jay, and I said, hi, Jay, do you know where Fran is? And he said, yes. And then I said, how about AJ Bassett? I said, did she evacuate? And he goes, I think she did. And I said, you think she did or you know she did?
She died.
And he goes, I think she did. So I was poking around on Facebook and I put in AJ Bassett. And some relative of AJ's on Facebook, I got on a feed or a thread where they were talking about getting AJ a recliner. Now I know she passed away. But
that would be Janie, I'll bet. That you were
I don't know, but I was poking around on Facebook, and someone, I just happened to find this correspondence between two people on Facebook, and they're saying, does AJ need a recliner? I'll bring her one. And this was after Ian, so at least I knew she was alive.
Yep, and she was at Randy's until she passed.
And that, where was that right down off of Winkler?
Right at the end of my street, on Dolphin Lane.
Oh, she was on the island until she passed?
Yes.
Really?
With her nephew Randy, and Randy had 9 adults and 7 dogs living with him.
Now they stayed through. Did they evacuate during the storm and then come back?
That I don't know, Nancy. But when we were able to get to our house, we connected with them and
good.
found
God
out
bless you.
AJ was okay, and
Well,
Fran was okay, and
well, Terry Kane was in New Jersey at the time, and
Oh,
I said,
boy.
then when she came back, she didn't come back to the island. She went to Vero, to her house out in Vero, or Sebastian, or wherever her house is over there. And I was like, you know, what do I do? I'm sure someone has to know where Fran and AJ are.
yeah. It's hard
So-
for them to get away with anything.
That's right.
I mean,
But I've got some great
it's-
footage from right after the storm. Of, you know, and I.
This is where we're headed. Right here, someplace.
Yep.
And this is where you'd get your hair cut, right? And look at the
That's where I
cars
used
at the
to, yeah.
cottage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
Mark and
there's the
Barbara
cottage. You can see it
Yep.
from here.
and Mark and Barbara will be right there waiting for you. So I'll probably have to come up here and park. Whoa, hang on. And Nancy, some of our friends want to get a picture of Fran and I and this other couple, Mark and Barbara.
Sure, I can take your picture for you.
I see who's getting in a car there.
I don't know who
Oh.
that is.
I was just, you know, I'm nosy. Somebody I
Now, for
probably knew.
for the purpose of book selling, do I need a credit card or a check?
I don't know.
I don't think I would have a credit card. You know,
Here's Mark.
There's
Okay.
Joanne Semmer.
park here. Back up.
Here,
The idea is to get Fran right next to, and I'm going to help you, Fran, okay?
See,
There's-
right here for
There's
right now.
Mark.
Yep, there's Mark, and he's going to come down. And Nancy and I will get your walker out, and you can walk right up the road.
I'm glad you got him going.